Let's talk about a new class of fire, Class L. And you're going to want to pay attention because this is a risk that's right there in your pocket, sitting on your desk, and maybe even parked in your garage. So let's dive in.
You know that phone you're probably holding right now, the one that connects you to, well, literally everything? Yep, it's powered by a lithium-ion battery. And what about the laptop you use for work and maybe a little too much Netflix? That runs on one too. And we're not just talking about small gadgets anymore. With the boom in electric vehicles, these batteries are now a huge part of how we get around. They are quite literally everywhere. So, okay, we're completely surrounded by this technology, but here's the real question. Do you actually know how these things burn? Because it is not like a normal fire, and not understanding that difference, well, that can be a really big problem. You know, for the longest time, we've had really clear rules for fighting fires. You've got your Class A for wood, Class B for flammable liquids, and so on. But lithium-ion batteries, they've completely thrown a wrench in the works. They've created a whole new kind of fire that our old rulebook just isn't ready for. So, to deal with this brand new threat, safety experts and organizations had to go back to the drawing board and come up with something new, a whole new fire classification.
And here it is. This is the key takeaway, the official definition. A Class L fire is any fire that involves those rechargeable lithium-ion batteries found in almost all of our modern devices. This isn't just some suggestion, it's a new global safety standard.
And this really drives the point home. We're talking about your smartphone, your power drill, your laptop, and even those massive energy storage systems that are starting to power entire neighborhoods. The Class L risk is now officially a part of our daily lives. So what is it that makes a Class L fire so uniquely dangerous? It all comes down to a process with a pretty scary name, thermal runaway. And believe me, it is every bit as bad as it sounds. Honestly, the best way to picture it is like a line of dominoes. All it takes is for one single battery cell to overheat and fail. That failure then sets off the cell right next to it, which then triggers the one next to that, and on it goes. It's a chain reaction that once it starts is incredibly difficult to stop. And that self-fueling chain reaction is what makes these fires so different. Think about a regular fire. You take away the fuel or smother the oxygen and it goes out. But a Class L fire, it generates its own heat and fuel from an internal chemical reaction. You can't just smother it. Even if you knock down the flames, that reaction keeps going, meaning it can reignite over and over again. Oh, and on top of all that, it releases some seriously nasty toxic fumes. So let's just walk through it. It all starts with one tiny cell failing. That cell then starts releasing flammable gases. Those gases ignite from the heat, and that intense heat is what triggers the next cell in the chain, our domino effect. Before you know it, the entire battery pack can go into catastrophic failure, sometimes with explosive force. So, you see, creating the Class L classification wasn't just about adding a new letter to the list. It's forcing a complete revolution in fire safety, from the equipment we use to the emergency plans we write. And check out this quote from the National Fire Protection Association. It really says it all. Basically, our trusty, go-to fire extinguishers, they're often just not enough to handle a thermal runaway event. This is a game changer for firefighters, for workplace safety managers, for everyone. So, what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, it means we're getting brand new fire extinguishers specifically designed for these types of fires. It means new workplace rules on how we have to store and charge these batteries. And crucially, it means our emergency plans have to be completely rewritten to deal with this unique threat of thermal runaway and reignition. Okay, I know this all might sound a little intimidating, but here's the good news. There are absolutely simple, practical steps that you can take right now to keep yourself and your workplace safe. Here's a really simple 4-step plan to keep in mind. First, limit. Don't put all your eggs or batteries in one basket. Keep the quantities in any one area low. Second, store. Put them in a proper fire-resistant cabinet or a clearly designated safe zone. Third, and this one is huge, monitor. Never leave batteries charging overnight or unattended. Always keep an eye on them. And finally, train. Make sure everyone knows the warning signs of a failing battery. If it's hissing, swelling up, or getting crazy hot, you've got a problem. So here's the bottom line. Lithium-ion batteries are an incredible, world-changing technology. But they're also a powerful reminder that as our tech gets more and more advanced, our safety practices have to evolve right alongside it. This new Class All fire classification, it isn't the end of the story. It's really the beginning of a whole new conversation about how we learn to live safely with the powerful tools we've created.
And that's our look at the new Class L fire. I really hope you found this helpful. Now, as always, please remember this is for educational purposes. You should definitely consult with a certified safety professional for any specific advice. Thanks so much for tuning in.